What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Pygame tutorial video for the new Boston from Centex. What we're going to be doing in this video is talking about some of the more logic-based things for Pygame, as well as some of the events that we can use. So, before the quit, we'll put our code here. So this is our first little update, and now we're going to have a very basic, what is known as a game loop. So, first what we're going to do is, every game, since our other game didn't really stick around for very long, every game has to have some sort of title. So we do want to kind of give this game some sort of title. The first game I want us to make is a snake-like game. So the snake game is where you have, maybe a small snake at first, and he slides around. You control him with your arrow keys, and each time he gets an apple, so to speak, he gets a little longer. The snake does. And so basically the objective of the game is to not hit the edges of the screen, or don't hit yourself, so you can't run into yourself. So each time you eat an apple, you get a little longer, so obviously eventually you have to lose the game. So we're going to call our game Slither. So to add a title, so the title of the window, for example, so like if we look at this window, the title of this window is Python 3.4.1 Pygame video tutorial, blah, 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 blah. So in Pygame, that's called a caption. I'm not sure why they call that caption, but they do. So we're going to say pygame.display.set_caption, and then in here you give a string, and that's the title, or I suppose the caption to the window. So we're going to call it Slither. So that's our little title here. So now we're going to come down here, and we're going to specify a sort of constant variable, if you will, and that's going to be called game exit. And we're going to say game exit right now equals false. And we're going to create this really simple game loop, and eventually we'll actually turn it into a true, what's known as a main loop. But for now we'll keep it real basic, and we're going to say while not game exit colon, and then we're going to specify the code block that we want to occur under this while loop. So basically this is asking while not game exit. So it's basically saying while game exit is false. Okay. So alternatively, if you say while game exit, it would ask while game exit is true. Okay. So while not game exit is asking while it's false, what do you want to do? And what we want to do is we're going to use the built-in event handling in Pygame, and we're going to say for event, so we're specifying this kind of temporary variable name in this for loop. So for event in pygame.event.get, what do we want to do? And for now I'm just going to show you guys that we can print the event, so you can see all of the events that are coming out, because it's a lot of events. So let's go ahead and save and run this real quick. And so here's our window. You can see our title is Slither, and in the background here you can see the events. So what I'll try to do is I'll move this over here, and as you move your mouse in here, you see like all this stuff that's being spammed at us. Basically it's giving us the position of our mouse, it's giving us any buttons that have been pressed, and so on. So alternatively we can bring this up here. I'll do this, and where is Slither? Here it is. And so we hold our mouse still, I'm not touching it anymore, and I'll hit like K, and you see how we have key down, key up. So it's not just did you press that key, it's are you still pressing it, have you pulled it up, and all that. So all the keys here. So that's that. And so as you can see, there's pretty much all these events, and you didn't have to do any of this at all yourself. It was really nice. That saves you a lot of coding to do the event handling. So really, they do the sort of event handling, but you decide how you want to actually handle those events. So anyways, that is the beginning of our Pygame logic. Now there's obviously a lot of other things that are going to happen, but basically while not game exit, and then you're going to have for event in pygame.event.get, and then under here you're going to have all kinds of events that you might have. So in our snake game, we're going to have something like the arrow keys being pressed, we're going to have I said probably just the arrow keys and really an exit. Those are going to be the only like true events that happen. And then so under here you have your events and your event handling, and then after your event handling you're going to have a block of logic basically that determines, okay, where is our snake? Where's our snake going to move next? Is our snake off the screen? So did they die? And then is our snake touching ourselves? Are we touching ourselves? I'm immature. And or did we just run into an apple, right? Did we eat that apple? That kind of thing. You have that under that, and that is almost how most games pretty much act. You've got your event handling, and you've got your logic, and basically what's going to update the graphics to the screen. So we're going to carry on with that. Probably the next one we'll be doing a handling of a quit event, for example. So we run this right now. And we bring up this window and we hit the X, nothing happens. But you'll see, actually, let me bring this up and then hit the X again. You'll see that event, and it says quit, right? It was a quit event, and it knows that it was a quit event. And also, another interesting thing is you can hold over, and if you pull off of the screen, you actually get whether or not the window is active or not. And probably in the next video we'll talk a little bit more about all of the events that Pygame can basically take in, because there's a lot of them. Most of the time people just use key presses, but you can do a lot of really cool event handling, so we'll cover those basics in the next video. So anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.